Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Easy English. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Tom. Whether you are watching us on YouTube or just listening in, we're so happy you're here. If your goal is to improve your English skills, you're in the right place.
Today's topic is a powerful secret that can change your entire learning journey. We call it Listen More, Speak Better, Grow Faster.
It's true. This idea might surprise you. Most people think, to speak better, I must speak more. But what if we told you that listening is actually the secret weapon to fluency?
That's right. The more you listen, the more you absorb the natural sounds of English, the pronunciation, the rhythm, the everyday expressions. And when your understanding grows, your confidence to speak grows with it.
Exactly. In today's episode, we're going to break it all down. We'll show you why listening is the key to speaking and the common mistakes most learners make.
We'll also teach you how to build smart listening habits and share some inspiring stories of people who transformed their English just by listening more.
Plus, we'll give you practical, easy tips you can start using today, even if you're busy or learning from home.
So if you're ready to unlock faster growth on your English journey, stay with us until the end. It's going to be a game-changing show.
Part 1. Why listening is the key to speaking. Okay, Jennifer, let's jump into the big question. Why is listening so critical if my goal is to speak better English?
It's a great question, Tom, and the answer is simple. We are all designed to learn language by listening first. Think about how a baby learns its first language. They listen for months and months before they even try to say a single word.
That's so true. Babies don't start with grammar books or vocabulary lists, do they? They just absorb everything. They hear their parents, songs, and conversations around them. Little by little, that understanding builds and then they start to speak.
It's the exact same process for us learning English. When you listen a lot, you start to feel how words are really used, how sentences flow, and how native speakers stress certain words. You build an English instinct inside your brain.
Yes, that instinct is so important. It's what helps you speak more naturally without constantly stopping to think about grammar rules.
And think about this. When you listen regularly, you improve your vocabulary, pronunciation, and sentence structure almost automatically without feeling like you're studying.
I totally agree. Let's take an example. Imagine a learner hears this phrase a few times. I'm gonna grab some coffee. At first, gonna might be confusing, but after hearing it in context, they realize, oh, that just means I'm going to get some coffee.
Yes, and soon, without trying to memorize it, that phrase becomes a natural part of their own vocabulary. They can say, I'm gonna grab some coffee, and sound completely natural. That's the power of listening.
Let's talk about pronunciation. So many learners have great grammar, but speak with a strong accent or an unnatural rhythm, simply because they haven't listened enough.
It's so true. When you listen often to native speakers in shows, podcasts, or music, your brain naturally begins to copy the music of the English language. You start to sound more like the people you listen to.
You're training your brain and your mouth at the same time. Listening is like a secret teacher, always working for you in the background.
I love that. A secret teacher. And one last thing. Listening reduces fear. The more you understand, the more confident you feel, and confidence is the fuel for great speaking.
Exactly. So to everyone tuning in right now, if you want to speak better, you have to listen more. It's not magic, it's just smart practice.
And don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. Just keep listening. Your brain is a supercomputer, and it's learning even when you don't realize it.
Well said. Up next, we'll talk about the common mistakes learners make with listening and how you can avoid them.
Part 2. Common listening mistakes to avoid.
Okay, Jennifer, so we've established that listening is the key to speaking better. But many learners tell me they listen a lot but don't see great results. Why does that happen?
Yes, that's a common problem, and it's usually because of a few simple mistakes. Let's go through them one by one. Mistake number one is only listening passively.
Ah, you mean like having a show on in the background while you're cooking or cleaning, but not really paying attention.
Exactly. That kind of background listening isn't bad for getting used to the sounds of English, but if it's the only thing you do, you aren't actively training your brain. You need to have moments of active listening where you truly focus, try to understand, and maybe even pause or repeat what you hear.
That's a key point. Passive listening is like putting headphones on a plant and hoping it will grow. You have to engage your mind to see real growth.
I love that example. Okay, mistake number two is choosing listening material that is way too difficult.
Yes, this is a big one. Some learners jump straight into watching fast-paced movies or complex news reports, and they feel completely lost. Then they think, my English is terrible, and they lose motivation.
Right, but the problem isn't their English, it's the material they chose. You should pick things that are just a little challenging. You should understand most of it, maybe 70 to 80%, but with a few new words and phrases to learn.
Exactly. That way you feel challenged but not overwhelmed. It's like going to the gym. You don't start by lifting the heaviest weight on day one.
So true. Mistake number three is not repeating or reviewing.
Yes, repetition is so powerful. The first time you listen, you might catch 50%. The second time, 70%. The third time, maybe 90%. Your brain needs to hear things more than once for them to stick.
This is why techniques like shadowing, where you repeat what you hear, are so effective. But many learners skip this crucial step.
And finally, mistake number 4 is thinking you need to understand every single word.
This is not true at all. Even native speakers don't catch every single word in a fast conversation. The goal is to understand the main idea. If you get the overall message, you are learning successfully.
Right. Don't pause the audio or video every time you hear a new word. Try to guess the meaning from the context, or just let it go and focus on the rest of the conversation.
So let's do a quick recap. Avoid these 4 mistakes. Number 1, don't only listen passively. Number 2, don't choose content that is too hard. Number 3, don't listen just once, repeat. Number 4, don't worry about understanding every single word.
Well said, Jennifer. Avoiding these simple mistakes will make your listening practice so much more effective.
Absolutely. And coming up next, we'll share some smart tips and techniques to help you listen more effectively starting today. Part 3, Smart Techniques for Effective Listening.
Okay, now let's get into the practical side. How can our community listen more effectively? We want to help them make the most of their time.
Exactly. Let's share some smart techniques that really work. Tip number 1, focus when you listen. Don't just play something in the background while you're scrolling on your phone.
Yes, treat your listening time like a workout for your brain. When you give it your full focus, even for just 10 minutes, you'll understand more, remember more, and improve much faster.
Totally. And that leads to tip number 2. Repeat what you hear. Repetition is your best friend in language learning. Don't just listen once.
Absolutely. Let's say you're listening to a 2-minute clip from this episode. Play it once, then listen again. The third time, try to repeat some of the sentences out loud. That's a technique called shadowing.
Yes, shadowing is one of my favorite exercises. You listen to a sentence and you try to speak along with the speaker. It helps with your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your confidence. It feels a little strange at first, but it truly works. You start to sound more like the speaker you're copying.
Tip number 3, use subtitles or transcripts. If something is too fast or difficult, turn on the English subtitles if you're watching, or find a version with a full transcript.
Exactly. A great strategy is to listen once without any text. Then listen again with the subtitles or while reading the transcript. This helps you connect the sounds you hear with the words on the page.
And speaking of new words, here's tip number 4. Write down 2 to 3 new words or phrases you learn, just a few each day.
Yes, don't try to learn 20 new words in one session. It's not effective. If you hear a great phrase like take a break, write it down. Then try to use it in your own sentence later that day.
That's how you connect listening to speaking. You hear it, you understand it, you use it, and then it becomes a part of your active English vocabulary.
Here's another tip. Listen to what you enjoy. If you love music, listen to English songs. If you love food, find cooking shows in English.
Such a great point. When you're interested in the topic, it doesn't feel like studying. It's easier to stay focused, and you'll naturally want to do it more often.
And you don't need to understand 100%. If you get the main idea, that's a win. Even 60-70% understanding is great progress.
Another great trick: slow down the audio. On YouTube or many podcast apps, you can play the audio at 0.75x speed. This gives your brain more time to process the words without stress.
Yes, slow it down at first, and as your listening improves, you can gradually increase the speed back to normal. It's like training wheels on a bike.
So, let's summarize these smart techniques. 1. Focus fully when you listen. 2. Repeat or shadow what you hear. 3. Use subtitles or transcripts. 4. Write down 2 to 3 new phrases you learn. 5. Listen to topics you enjoy. 6. Slow down the audio if needed.
These are simple things, but they make a huge difference. Don't just listen. Listen smart.
Exactly. Listening isn't just about hearing English. It's about training your brain to speak it better.
Well said. And in our next section, we'll explain exactly how all this listening leads to real, noticeable results in your speaking.
Part 4. How listening creates better speaking. So far, we've talked a lot about the how and why of listening, but now let's make the direct connection to speaking. How does listening actually make us speak better?
Great question, Tom. The simplest way to think about it is this. Listening is the input, and speaking is the output. You can't produce what you haven't put in.
That's so true. It's like trying to cook a meal without any ingredients. It doesn't matter how great your kitchen is, if your fridge is empty, you can't make anything.
Exactly. When you listen to English, you are collecting the ingredients, the sounds, the grammar, the rhythm, and the phrases. Your brain stores all of this, and when it's time to speak, you start using what you've collected.
I remember a student who loved watching English language travel shows. After a few months, she could naturally use phrases like, "I'd love to check out that museum," or "let's hit the road," just because she had heard them so many times.
Yes, that's the natural learning process in action. You listen, you understand, and then you use.
Now let's talk about pronunciation. How does listening help with that?
Oh, it's everything for pronunciation. When you hear native speakers often, you start to notice the small details, how they connect words, how they stress certain syllables, or how they drop certain sounds.
Yes, like how "what are you doing" often becomes "what you doing." You can't learn that from a textbook, but you can easily hear it in a conversation.
Exactly. And when you repeat what you hear, even short phrases, your mouth muscles get trained and you start to sound more natural and feel more confident.
It feels a little strange at first, but it truly works. You start to sound more like the speaker you're copying.
Let's also talk about fluency. Many people think fluency means speaking fast, but it really means speaking smoothly and naturally without long pauses.
Yes, and that smoothness comes from listening.
When you listen to English every day, your brain gets used to the flow of the language. This helps your own speech become more automatic and less hesitant.
And let's not forget, listening builds confidence. When you understand conversations better, you're more willing to participate in them.
Totally agree. You're not as afraid of speaking because your brain has already heard similar phrases and sentences before. It feels familiar.
So, to sum it up, listening gives you the words and grammar. It helps you copy natural pronunciation. It trains your brain to speak more fluently, and it builds your confidence.
Exactly. So if you want to speak English better, faster, and more naturally, the journey starts with your ears. It really, really works.
Coming up next, we'll share some simple daily habits you can start today to accelerate your progress. Stay with us. Part 5. Simple daily habits for faster growth.
Okay, Jennifer, now for the fun part. Let's share some simple, real daily habits our audience can use to improve their English just by listening.
Yes, these aren't difficult, time-consuming tasks. They're small habits you can easily add to your day, even if you're busy.
Let's start with habit number 1. Start your day with 5 minutes of English.
I love that one. As soon as you wake up, play a short English podcast or YouTube video, maybe while you're brushing your teeth or making breakfast. This gets your brain into English mode right at the start of the day.
Yes, and after I have my coffee, I like to try to listen to a weather report in English. Habit number 2, use dead time to listen.
Dead time is that time when you're doing something physical but your mind is free. When you're walking, riding the bus, or doing chores around the house. Just put in your earphones and listen to something in English.
Yes, we all have these small pockets of free time. Even 10 minutes here and 15 minutes there adds up to hours of extra listening every week. Even passive listening helps your ears get used to the sounds.
Habit number 3 is my favorite. Repeat one short clip every day. Choose one short audio or video clip you like, maybe just 30 seconds long. Work with it. Listen to it multiple times, then try to shadow it. Then try to say the phrases on your own.
Yes, focusing on one short clip is more powerful than listening to something new for an hour. It helps the new language stick in your long-term memory.
Okay, habit number 4, watch with English subtitles.
Right. English subtitles help you connect what you're hearing with the words you're seeing. Over time, you'll find that you need the subtitles less and less, and you'll be understanding more just with your ears.
And speaking of new words, here's habit number 5. Keep a listening journal. It doesn't have to be complicated. After you listen to something, just write down 2 to 3 things. A new word, a cool phrase, or even just one sentence summary of what it was about.
That's a great one. It only takes a minute, but it forces you to reflect on what you learned, which helps you remember it.
So, let's list them all again. 1. Start your day with 5 minutes of English.
2. Use your dead time to listen.
3. Repeat one short clip every day.
4. Watch with English subtitles. 5. Keep a listening journal.
These are simple things, but they make a huge difference. Don't just listen, listen smart.
Exactly. Listening isn't just about hearing English. It's about training your brain to speak it better.
Advice, Tom. Coming up in our final section, we'll share some real success stories to give you that extra boost of motivation. You won't want to miss it.
Part 6, Real Success Stories and Final Motivation. Okay, Jennifer, we've shared the tips and the habits, but now let's talk about real people, learners just like our community members, who transformed their English by listening more.
Yes, Real stories are always the best inspiration. Here's one from a student I worked with named Amina. She felt very nervous about speaking English, so instead of just focusing on grammar, she started listening to an English podcast for 15 minutes every single day on her way to work.
Wow, that's a small habit, but I bet it had a big impact.
It really did. After just 2 months, Amina told me she started to think in English sometimes. Her speaking became smoother and more natural. She even felt confident enough to start answering customer calls in English at her job.
That's amazing. Just by listening more, she started speaking better. That's exactly what this show is about.
Here's another one. A member of our community, Louis from Brazil, told us he watched one episode of a cooking show in English every day with subtitles. After a few weeks, he started using phrases like "let it simmer" and "add a pinch of salt" in his own speaking.
I love it. So he was improving his English and his cooking skills at the same time.
Yes, and he said the best part was that it didn't feel like he was studying. It was just fun.
That's such a great point. When you enjoy what you're listening to, your brain is more open to learning.
Totally. And one last quick story. A teenager from India named Ravi told us he dramatically improved his pronunciation by listening to English songs and singing along every day.
Music is such a powerful tool. It teaches you rhythm, pronunciation, and new vocabulary, all at once. So whether it's podcasts, shows, YouTube, or music, all these learners use listening as their secret to faster growth. And if they can do it, so can you.
Listening isn't just a skill, it's your gateway to fluency.
So, to our friends at Speakeasy English, remember this. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start listening a little bit every day.
Yes, every minute you spend listening to English is a step towards better speaking, more confidence, and real satisfying progress.
Be patient with yourself, enjoy the journey, and celebrate your small wins. English isn't just a subject to study, it's a skill you build over time.
And we're here to help you every step of the way. Keep listening, stay motivated, and never stop growing. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Speak Easy English.
Until next time, keep learning, keep listening, and always believe in your ability to speak better and faster. See you soon.